you sit at the helm of the throne. The weight of the crown is never without pursuit. Every hand reaches, every eye fixated. Too often, the world mistakes its choice for fear, failing to see the difference between deflection and the deliberate act of walking one's own path. There is a vast distinction between avoidance and the discipline of honoring the road you've carved with struggle, sacrifice, and conviction. Remember this: if you spend your days knocking at the monster's door, do not feign surprise when the door swings open and the monster greets you. For every pursuit summons its consequences, and every crown carries the shadow of those who wish to claim it. After years of delays caused by politics, injuries, and mandatory obligations, Naoya Inoue and Murodjon Akhmadaliev's paths have finally converged. The long-awaited showdown was set, with Inoue's undisputed super bantamweight world titles on the line. MJ Akhmadaliev is a technically polished southpaw whose style is defined by timing, accuracy, and tactical discipline rather than sheer power. He employs a versatile jab as the foundation of his offense, using it not only to score, but to set up more complex combinations and control the tempo of the fight. Akhmadaliev's footwork is smooth and intelligent, allowing him to set traps, create angles, and avoid unnecessary exchanges, which makes him elusive and difficult to pin down. He's adept at drawing leads and countering, often waiting for opponents to commit before exploiting gaps with precise, well-placed shots. While he possesses respectable power, Akhmadaliev is not a pure knockout artist. His strength lies in accumulation of damage through short, accurate punches rather than overwhelming force. Akhmadaliev's style is built on the foundation of ring intelligence, adaptability, and resilience, enabling him to adjust his tactics mid-fight and remain competitive against top-tier opposition. Naoya, the Monster Inoue, is a boxer puncher, renowned for his explosive, multifaceted boxing style that blends technical fundamentals with raw aggression. Inoue's approach is characterized by unorthodox combinations and a willingness to take risks, frequently fully committing to his attacks to both body and head, making his rhythm unpredictable and difficult to read. His wide stance and slight forward lean allows him to pull in and out for rapid combinations and explosive movement, while his crushing power in both hands means every punch is a threat. Inoue's elite footwork and sense of distance enables him to control the ring, and his ruthless aggression keeps opponents under constant pressure, often battering them before they can mount effective resistance. Despite his offensive prowess, he is also a sharp counterpuncher, adept at exploiting openings and capitalizing on his opponent's mistakes.
Campeones mundiales del boxeo profesional en la historia de indicaciones. Todo listo.
What makes an elite boxer truly dangerous is not just the ability to batter opponents with raw power, but the capacity to display range, adapting skills, applying strategy, and making adjustments as the fight unfolds. Naoya Inoue, often known for his blistering aggression, has in the past been caught too clean in exchanges. While his power and grit have always allowed him to overcome adversity, against Akhmadaliev, he chose a different path: composure over chaos. His strategy was about laying a foundation and building upon it, starting with distance management. Inoue controlled range with a piercing, disciplined jab that dictated tempo for the opening bell.
Todo el rato sobre el pie atrás, buscando contragolpe.
Si acaso, pues en un par de ocasiones un buen jab que ha llegado a distancia.
That jab became the key to unlocking his offense. Instead of rushing into combinations once he found his range, Inoue followed with short, bright crosses, choosing to stick and move, then exiting cleanly rather than overcommitting.
Pueden ser ofensivos, pero yo creo que veremos más cosas defensivas. Inoue. Quiero ofrecer una performance.
While prioritizing points over the knockout, he placed Akhmadaliev in a bind. As a low-output counterpuncher, Akhmadaliev thrives when opponents overcommit, but Inoue's measured approach deprived him of those opportunities, forcing him into the uncomfortable role of aggressor. The shift was decisive. Akhmadaliev, stripped of his natural counterpunching rhythm, had to press. Yet against a defensively sound fighter like Inoue, predictable forward pressure is a liability. His point of attacks became easier to read, his setups too transparent, causing his punches to fall short of the target. This frustration bred impatience, leading to forced shots of overcommitment. It was in those moments that Inoue revealed his full range, not just as a boxer puncher, but as a counterpuncher.
Vieron los dos perfectamente, los dos se
Al mismo
conectaron.
tiempo. Ahí está la izquierda rápida.
He punched Akhmadaliev's mistakes with precision, turning the challenger's aggression against him.
Ándele.
Y todos los pega en zona muy vital. Ahí se veía que le lanzaba dos rectos de derecha y los dos le pegaban en el...
Once Inoue disciplined Akhmadaliev, the control never wavered. His jab and movement consistently kept Akhmadaliev at range where he was least effective. The jab wasn't just a weapon, it was a question mark. At times, it was a scoring shot,
Un poco ese golpe de la mano derecha que llegó al cuerpo por
or used to set up power.
pasándolo, ¿no? Ya como digamos, con más actitud.
Other times, a trigger to draw a reaction.
Pegando duro. Está a 36. Mariale, yo decía la pelea correcta.
Leaving Akhmadaliev uncertain of Inoue's timing. That uncertainty shifted the burden of action onto Akhmadaliev. Each time he got wrong, he was left lunging, overreaching, or missing wide. For a fighter respected as a counterpuncher, this was a nightmare. Akhmadaliev could never get a clean read on Inoue's offense. The monster's variety was simply too diverse, mixing single shots,
Fuera en qué hacer. Y se le complica mucho más todo.
short combinations,
Que viene Akhmadaliev, pero siempre hay que dárselo. Ya nos dirá Julius.
Es que hay un...
and punishing bodywork.
Pues porque en Inglaterra genera mucho más dinero. Pues
A Inoue y tírale con todo a donde caiga.
le ha pegado en el cuerpo 3 veces.
All while manipulating distance with precision. Inoue's ability to consistently change rhythm and angles denied Akhmadaliev the chance to find a comfort or predict the point of attack.
Y además que...
No desperdicia la oportunidad cuando tiene Inoue.
Inoue once again reminded the boxing world why he's regarded as one of the sport's true generational talents. His performance was a masterclass in tactical adaptation and boxing intelligence. Minus a brief moment in the closing moments of the final round, Inoue dominated from start to finish. What stood out most was not just his power, but his range. We've long known Inoue as a devastating puncher, but this performance showcased his discipline, boxing beautifully from the outside, controlling distance with authority, and turning a fight into a masterclass of timing and variety. Having already torn through every top contender at super bantamweight, there's little left to prove in the division. Yet, with the spirit of a true throwback champion, Inoue is pushing forward. He's set to close out the year with the fourth and final fight against David Picasso, before what could become the biggest fight in Japanese boxing history. Naoya Inoue versus Junto Nakatani, a samurai showdown that would not only define the division, but cement boxing legacy amongst the all-time greats.